Hi, my name is Marquessa Brown, and I'm going to share with you some very simple instructions on how to put a zipper in a dress. I believe that I'll start with the assumption that everybody who's listening to this or looking at this does not know two things. One, not going to know how to use a sewing machine, and they're not going to know how to sew. So let me start with some very simple instructions about a sewing machine and how to operate it. A sewing machine has a big wheel on the right side. It has a needle and a needle foot in the center, and it has a plate on the bottom. The plate that's on the bottom is directly over the needle, which has a pedal that's on the floor, and the object is that you have to mash the pedal. Well, you have to mash the pedal while holding the fabric, so the fabric easily glide through the needle. And you've got to hold it so you've got to keep it so it doesn't go in all directions, and you don't have lines and sewn correctly. You don't have to worry about the wheel. It just turns automatically. But you've got to learn how to get the right amount of pressure on the foot. As you're guiding the fabric. Okay, so that's pretty much how a sewing machine works. There's two ways to put the zipper in. You can put the zipper into your garment, or you can, before you sew the entire garment together, or you can sew the entire garment together and then put your zipper in. I think it's easier to put a zipper in before you put the entire garment together, because you have less fabric to feed the fabric to work with. It's easier to guide the fabric through the machine. Now I'm going to just talk very quickly about how to put the zipper in either way. If you want to put the zipper in before you put your entire garment together, you're going to have to get the two pieces that the zipper is going to fit in. Assume we're going to make a skirt, and we're going to have the zipper in the back of the skirt, and the fabric is going to have an opening in the center, and the zipper is going to go right in the center opening. What we're going to do, and I think for new sewers, it's probably best to do what we call basting first. Basting basically means that you sew the zipper in by hand first. Simply use a needle and thread and sew it up one side and sew it up the other side. It's very important to make sure that the fabric totally covers the zipper. So often when people are learning to sew and putting the zippers in for the first time, they tend to have the silver or shiny part of the zipper showing in the middle. But the key with basting is to be sure that the left and the right cover the center of the zipper when you're basting it. Okay, so let's say you've sewn up the left side, you've sewn up the right side. The fabric is totally covering the zipper, so you cannot see your zipper. Now, after you've done that, you've got one piece of fabric, the back part of the dress. You're going to take it, and you're going to lift up the needle. There's a little flipper on the back of your sewing machine. So you flip it up, take your fabric, put it under there. It's probably better to start sewing on the right side. So you take your fabric, put it under, let down the lever, put the foot on the pedal, start sewing. Guiding your fabric all the time. If you want to sew very slowly. So you're going to start probably at the bottom. So up one side. Now, if you know anything about zippers, the top of the zipper is kind of thick, so it's going to be important when you're sewing, when you get to the top part, that the needle doesn't go over the thick part of the needle. And that you stop at that part. So you go straight up till you get to the thick part of the zipper. You stop. Take take your, this is when you're going to use the wheel on the side. Turn it up so the needle comes out of the material. Take your fabric out. Then you move it over to the other side. So you're going to sew again. Where you basted, you're going to sew that up. When you finish with that, when you take it out, you pull your zipper down, and you sew those two places on the sides where it was too thick to sew when they had the zipper up. Now that you have the zipper down, you can get your needle through on both sides. That's basically how you put a zipper in.